Not all fearful avoidants look the same. There isn't just one version. I noticed that there are actually 3 different subtypes. If you're a fearful avoidant yourself, the chances are you'll recognize yourself in 1 or potentially 2 of them. Hi, I'm Jess. I've helped over 5,000 people find love, and I run a one-to-one coaching program to help you heal your attachment style so you can feel secure and stop sabotaging your relationships. If you're ready for that transformation, sign up via the link in the description box. So there are similarities between all of the subtypes of fearful avoidant because they do have similar core fears and drivers. But there are also some differences, particularly in terms of their energy and the way they come across. So yes, let me walk you through the 3 subtypes I've observed from my work. And most people will have a primary and then a secondary subtype. So there'll usually be one main subtype that really resonates, and then a second one that resonates to a lesser extent. And let me know which one you are in the comments, or if you have some of these subtypes in your life. Number 1, the self-sacrificing overgiver. It can be hard to tell that this subtype is fearful avoidant at first. They're often mistaken for being anxiously attached. They come across as very nurturing, empathetic, and hyper-attuned to other people's needs. They say things like, I just want this person to be happy, or you can choose, or as long as they feel loved, I'm good. And a part of them really means it. They usually are kind people, but it's also not coming from a place of pure generosity. It can be people-pleasing to feel safe and needed, and to ultimately avoid rejection. And this subtype of fearful avoidant rarely asks for anything. They very rarely set boundaries. And they say they're fine when they're really not. And over time, resentment builds. They don't speak up. They bend and bend and bend. And then they hit a wall where they feel completely unseen and they don't feel good about the relationship. At this point, they might withdraw or explode, seemingly out of nowhere, or even suddenly end the relationship. And a quick heads up, if you're constantly overthinking and second-guessing yourself, I've got something that can help. I've put together the Anxious Attachment Starter Kit. It's your perfect first step to shift from anxious to secure. You'll get the attachment awareness map, the trigger translator, and guided exercises to help you get clear on the kind of love that is actually right for you. You'll also get powerful tools to help you reconnect with yourself and build the relationship you've always wanted. And I'm giving it away for free for a limited time. Every day lost to anxious attachment is a day you won't get back. So if this speaks to you, don't wait. I've helped over 5,000 people find love through So Synced. My work has been featured in Forbes, Cosmopolitan, the New York Times, and many more. Click the link in the description box to get the starter kit while it's still available. Number 2, the hot and cold charmer. This subtype of fearful avoidant can feel like a whirlwind. They're magnetic, flirtatious, and they make you feel like you're the most captivating person in the room. They say things like, I've never felt this way before, or you're different. They'll make you feel very special, and it can be very validating. They tend to be highly focused on you, the other person, and they're good at making people feel seen. And to be clear, this isn't an act. Fearful avoidants don't usually meet people they truly connect with, and they do crave deep connections. So they can be like, wow, yes, when they finally do meet someone they truly connect with. And they can be genuinely excited. So that intensity you see and feel is real, but it's often followed by an equally intense retreat once their fears kick in. And this type of fearful avoidant makes you the center of their world and then either pulls back and becomes distant or sometimes vanishes completely. One moment they might be planning a future with you, the next moment they might be shutting down, avoiding contact, or acting like nothing ever happened. One minute they might be deeply vulnerable and the next ice cold. And it leaves the other person constantly guessing where they stand. Over time, the pattern becomes idealize, get close, then get scared and push away, and then repeat. And all fearful avoidants experience inner conflict like this to an extent, but this subtype experiences even more inner conflict like that than others. Number 3, the lone wolf romantic. This subtype leans more avoidant than anxious, and this comes across in their energy. And they are, if anything, more likely to be confused with a dismissive avoidant rather than being confused with someone who's anxiously attached. And they come across as very self-sufficient, perceptive, and a bit more reserved than the other subtypes as well, maybe even a little bit aloof. But they do still have that intensity and conflict inside, but they tend to express it outwardly less. They can be quite magnetic because they have this very unique mix of mystery and intensity, and you can sense that they're complex, and a lot of people are drawn to that. They say things like, I'm not going to settle, or I haven't met someone who matches my standards yet. They can get lost in the idea of the perfect relationship and the perfect person. But when real closeness starts to build, they withdraw. They often intellectualize, minimize, or shift the focus onto their standards because facing vulnerability feels too risky. And this subtype will still have moments of vulnerability, but they usually come with more hesitation, and they often question themselves a lot. And they do spend a lot of time in their heads. They often get stuck in a fantasy of a person or a relationship. They idealize love while avoiding the messiness of the real thing because it can feel overwhelming, unpredictable, or too vulnerable. So yes, these are the 3 subtypes of fearful avoidant. And yes, they aren't official subtypes. They're based on the archetypes I come across on a regular basis. And you can heal your attachment style. I coach people one-on-one to do just that, so they can finally trust themselves and stop sabotaging relationships. If you're ready for that transformation, sign up via the link in the description box. Thanks for watching.